where news comes first. This is WECT News.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for watching tonight. I'm John Evans.
And I'm Daniela Hinkey. New at 11, we're already 5 days into the Atlantic hurricane season.
And tonight we're hearing how the area's largest energy provider is getting ready for any potential storms that could come our way. WECT's Delaney Tarpley spoke with a rep from Duke Energy about what they've done in southeastern North Carolina ahead of the season. So, Delaney, did they mention what their main priorities are going into the 2025 hurricane season?
Well, John, as always, they say they want to strengthen the power grid. They realize that we live in a different time now where people need power to work remotely or even to stay in contact with friends and family. That's why they say they want to reduce outage time to the best of their ability. And luckily, last year's active hurricane season helped them realize the best ways to do that.
2024 was an above normal hurricane season, and we're forecasting the very same for 2025.
Duke Energy says it's learned from last year's active hurricane season.
We learn from every storm, and we can use those learnings to help improve our process as we go forward.
And it's used those lessons to make improvements and upgrades ahead of the 2025 hurricane season. Some of those improvements: upgrading poles and wires, turning wood transmission poles into steel ones, and adding flood protections to substations that have dealt with extended outages in the past. One of the things Jeff Brooks, a spokesperson for Duke Energy, is most excited about: self-healing technology.
That automatically detects a power outage from a tree falling on a line, or if a car hits a pole or whatever, and then looks for ways to reroute that power to other power lines to be able to restore service faster for customers. Last year in 2024, we helped to avoid more than 1 million customer outages using self-healing technology.
One area that recently got upgraded equipment to help with self-healing tech: the intersection of 2nd and Walnut Streets in downtown Wilmington.
But it's helping provide additional capacity and strength on the grid during hurricane season.
And as southeastern North Carolina continues to grow population-wise, so has its mission to expand these new capabilities. Since 2024, Brooks says Duke Energy has upgraded 11 substations, upgraded 850 miles of poles and wires, and added 44 self-healing systems. All of this just in the greater Wilmington area. And Brooks says the work's still not over.
We drill, we practice, we explore best practices with our peers, and we learn from every storm. And we want to get better every year.
So hopefully, whatever this hurricane season may bring, the Cape Fear area can weather the storm.
Brooks tells me their work isn't limited to just the more populated areas of the Cape Fear. One of their upcoming projects will focus on Whiteville, doing line upgrades in some harder to reach areas. John.
All right, Delaney, you talked to Jeff Brooks, and he told you that the company is actually anticipating a more active than normal hurricane season. Does that include the coastal areas?
Well, he said they believe it is a real possibility this year. Obviously, there is no way to know for sure right now, but best practice is to just go ahead and have a plan in place for what you would do if a hurricane did hit our area.
Yeah, best to be prepared and not have to use it. All right, Delaney, thanks.